Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're well. We are back in Misty Marsh. We're going to be working over here again, I think, today. Probably down in our bat area. I contemplate whether I should keep going down here for now or whether I should come up and do some work around here. You know, there's so many different areas to work on at the moment, and I don't know what you guys would prefer, whether you want me flitting about from one to another or just focusing in one. And I can't really get your feedback on this because I'm recording these so far in advance of you watching them. So I think today I am going to focus down here. So let's crack on. So this is our underground bat cave, which we're still working on the sort of the rock side of things. Now I think it's Taiga rocks that I've been using down here. So I'm just looking at this bit here, and I just think I need to kind of bolster this where you've got the land kind of coming down. I think it might work better if it was hidden with this sort of thing instead. I might be wrong, but I'm just going to try this and see what it looks like. Just feels like this sort of works a bit better like that, I think. Yeah, and then I can put some more of these up in the top as well. So you get that blend of rock and land. It's very hard, this sort of thing, to try and make it look natural. You don't really want you don't want all these sharp edges to the land. I think it will look finished once I get some stalactites. I think down here, I think it will look better. Actually, I haven't painted this bit either. That will obviously make a big difference. Let's just, yeah, there we go. You see that immediately makes it just look a bit more rocky, doesn't it? And I will do vegetation here as well. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do vegetation yet, but there will be something. Okay, well that looks better at least for now, doesn't it? Let's come down, let's get this all painted. There's bound to be some bits that I miss. Now, we've got a rock poking through here, so I need to sort that out. Let's just try and get, there we go, all of this painted over to rock. I don't want any of this looking soily because otherwise it would all collapse, wouldn't it, if it was just mud? Okay, right, so this rock here clearly is in the wrong place, or I might just need to give it a bit of a twist like that. Let's just check inside and make sure that hasn't done anything silly in there. No, that's fine. Do I need to paint in here? Not sure. Yeah, I hadn't quite done all of that yet, I don't think. But yeah, this is looking quite nice inside here, so I don't really need to do too much in there, I don't think. One thing I did think of doing, because the water isn't very obvious down here, doesn't look great. I was just wondering, because you can clear this, or you can make it dirty. You can do anything you want with it, really. I was kind of thinking I might make it. It doesn't actually seem to be changing it, does it? Toxic is a bit, maybe too green. There's not a lot of water, I think that's the problem, so it's not really showing through. Actually, that's, I'll turn the transparency right down. Let's just try and customize a color. Let's make it green. Yeah, there's not a lot of depth to it, that's the problem. I just want you to be able to see it, which is tricky. Yeah, it's not really coming through, is it? It's not the end of the world. I just thought I'd try and do something with it. Oh, look, you can add your own mist to it. I don't know if it's probably not worth putting bubbles in it because you're not going to see the bubbles, but I I don't think you're going to see the bubbles anyway. I do quite like the mist aspect, so I think I'll leave the mist on. I think that looks cool. I don't even mind that it's all sort of coming up through the pathway. I think it just adds to the atmosphere down here. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I do like that. I do like that a lot. Okay, let's do some stalactite work. So let's create, using these, because these pieces are fantastic for this sort of thing. You want to just create like a template basically, and then I will copy and paste this around a bit. Just to try and make it look stalactitey, if that's a word. Here we go. Right, so let's get that, and then what I can do, I can duplicate that as well, and kind of make the whole thing bigger. There you go. So you've got quite a big thing. And then, well, I mean, we'll do the ground first, of course. If we get to the right area, let's come down here. So yeah, my hope is that I can use these sort of up and down. So if I can get some kind of around here first, like this. Just because they look nice and cavey, don't they? Like this. It's a lot of polygons, so yeah, not ideal, but there we go. We'll make the most of it. It does look cool. I think it's worth doing it like this. Right, and we'll get them coming right into here. I need to get some rocks there actually to cover up the end of that floor. But I'll chuck a few of these in as well. So nothing there, and then there we go. We'll get some in there. I quite like them actually here. I could get them in here, kind of behind our education areas. I could probably squeeze some here. No, that doesn't quite work there actually. That's fine. Let's leave that. I don't want to go too over the top with them. I'm not actually sure whether I'm going to do them from the top and the bottom either, actually. Thinking about it. I quite like them coming right up here. I don't know if these ones will stay, because I might end up covering some of this up with rocks. I'm not sure yet. It does look quite nice like that though, doesn't it? And again, that's all going to be rocks there, so it doesn't really make sense to have them on that side. I quite like the idea of them hanging down here though. So let's just have a look if I can snap them round and do something with them here. No, that's going to be a bit, just a little bit too low like that. Oh, let's get rid of that now. Might just be able to get some at the side like that. I think that looks nice. Quite like that kind of hanging right down on the pathway there. That does look cool. And then as we come down, yeah, you can just have some kind of just poking down through the top there. That looks nice. And then, so at the moment I'm just focusing what it looks like walking down here. See, that looks so cool coming down there. I'm not going to do them around the whole thing though. I don't think you need the ceiling done. I think it looks fine like that. Just have them coming up from the bottom. Right, while I think about it, let's just come in here and do this over here. So I just wanted to hide this bit of flooring here. Just with a bit of rock like that. Cool, okay, so that's looking really nice actually. So as far as foliage goes, how do I want to do foliage down here? That's a good question. How are these going to look down here? Are they going to look okay? Yeah, I think I can get away with having stuff like this growing underground. Why not? I don't think I want to go too crazy down here with stuff like this, but it is kind of cool. I think I'll get other stuff growing in amongst the. What have I just put down? I'm forgetting my words. In amongst the stalactites that I've just put down, I will get something different growing. Let's get some of these smaller ones as well around here. Not sure what I'm doing up there yet. Quite like these actually growing kind of right in the water. I think that looks pretty cool. So yeah, just getting these around this this flatter bit of terrain. Let's just come around to this entrance, see if I can get a couple in here as well. So yeah, so I'm just wondering whether something like this would actually go better coming out of the stalactites, or is that going to be a bit weird seeing this underground? Let's just pop one in and see what we think. Do you know what? I don't mind it. If we mix it up, try and get a few different ones in. I might get some roots coming in down here as well. That one's a bit too short, unfortunately. This one is tall enough. So yeah, I don't want too much of this stuff, but it's quite cool just seeing a bit of foliage down here. There we go. How's this going to look? Yeah, that does look nice actually. Now, is there room for anything like this? I'm guessing not. That's the big one. We've got them. We've got stuff like that. No, let's just have a quick look at palms, because we have got these, which I think always look nice. No matter what you do with these ones, they look good. I think, I don't know actually, I'm not sure they quite work down here. No, I'm not convinced by them actually. Although, actually I quite like them like this, kind of hanging on the rock. They just look like a completely different plant, which I actually think does work well. If you just get them like that, kind of buried in the rocks, I do think that looks really nice actually. So yeah, maybe I'll just get a couple more of them around on here. I don't mind if you see the stalks, obviously, but they do look good even without. Just a nice bit of foliage, really. It doesn't. you don't have to think too much about exactly how they're growing or what they are. They just create a nice bit of foliage. So yeah, I'll just get a few bits in, particularly around the entrances here. I think it looks good. Nice. And then we've got, hopefully in here somewhere, there are some tree roots. What have we got? I'm sure one of these is quite big. Yeah, this one. See, stuff like this could look really, really nice, kind of growing down in here. Try and get a few down here. It's kind of cool. It doesn't really, you know, suggest that stuff is growing. It's just maybe, you know, old tree roots or whatever that are hanging on to life down underground. Just a little extra layer of detail, which I think works quite nice. So yeah, that's I think that's looking good down here now. I don't want to go too over the top with it. And then you come in here and you've got your bats. You've got your waterfall coming down there. I was considering more waterfalls, but actually I think it's fine like it is. You just got the one entrance of water coming in there. The one thing I will look at is lights. I just don't know if any of the lights are going to show up in the daytime. So I was thinking red, but I don't. Yeah, it doesn't really do anything in the daytime, does it? It's a shame because I was kind of hopeful that it would, and you could get some sort of effect. But you just not. It will look lovely at night time if you have these. You know, that sort of thing. But we're not going to be coming down here at night. Don't know, let's have a look. I mean, it does look cool, doesn't it? I mean, you could actually just sink them straight in underneath the pathway. And that, yeah, there we go. I mean, that just looks cool, doesn't it? And then maybe in here, maybe a bit of green in here. Okay, what do we think? Yeah, so it's a bit more subdued inside there, but when you come out, it's all lit up quite nicely at night. There we go, that looks cool. I like that. So there we go, I'm pretty happy with that as our underwater habitat. What am I talking about? Underground habitat. Nice little cave, pretty simple stuff, but yeah, I like this bit up here. I think this is looking good as an entrance. Still needs a bit of work, obviously, up the top here, which I guess I might as well work on now. Let's do a little bit of pushing here. Let's just bring that intensity down. Let's just see if I can kind of bring this back. Yeah, like that. And then if I can get back in here with some rocks. Let's get rid of the snapping. I think I might need this big flat one. In an attempt to cover up. No, hang on. Let's try this. Okay, and then I can go with the big one, I think. Okay, yep, I can make that work. Okay. Right, let's just come down and see what does that look like. That's nice, yeah. So if I can just continue that around here as well. try it. There we go. So then we have a point here, so we'll bring this right out like that. Obviously I don't know what I'm doing up the top with this pathway yet, but for now let's just get this looking nice and solid at the end here, and maybe get one of these on this end piece like that. Okay, I don't want to cover up all of the mud, so I'll leave a bit like that. I certainly don't need grass showing through there. We'll go nice and rocky, obviously. Okay, that's good. Right, so we've got this little bit here to try and hide. And I need to decide what sort of fencing I'm doing as well. How much of this is going to have this fencing on. I really wanted to do more custom stuff, but it's so tricky around here to make something that looks good. So the problem is, once you've got it there, it kind of makes sense to have it around a lot more of it. I don't need to do it on all of it, but I think I will do it down here. I just think it kind of makes sense for all of this to be done. You know, until we get back above ground again. So this pathway is going to eventually lead back up. We'll get this one like this. I mean, this is all, you know, subject to change, obviously, but I just think at the moment it kind of makes sense. And then this pathway, I think we're going to link this back up to here, won't we? And then maybe try and do a little habitat in the gap. Yeah, okay, let's go with that for now. Right, let's just come out and see where we are. Yeah, okay. I quite, actually, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it up to this entranceway like that. And then what that means is that basically as you walk this way, everything this way has got it down this pathway, right the way back to this main pathway. I can block off bits like this. This will then become an entrance to the backstage area, which I can create separately. This can have something separate on it, as can everything that goes this way. Although obviously I've got a slope here as well, but I'd like to try and do some custom stuff. It's just very tricky. You know, I can do stuff with rocks. Obviously, you don't need to have everywhere covered with the proper high walls. I do need to detail this little bit down here because we've got stuff showing here which obviously can't be showing. So we need to have an edge here to this water. Something that's not going to shine through the pathway like that. Again, it doesn't matter where the water's coming from. That's not really my concern. Okay. Fine, that's good. So down there, on this side of the pathway at least, I think this is all looking quite nice down here. Actually, I could do with probably just filling in that bit there with a rock. Like that. There we go. As you come down here into the back cave. Nice. Let me just see if there's anything bat related that we can use. Right, what have we got here? We have, okay, we've got a bat sculpture. Okay, we have got some bat. Yeah, see, we've got a few bat things that we could use there. That's all wombat stuff, and then we've got that kind of thing. I think these work best. There we go. I think just kind of giving you an idea that if you walk down there, you're going to see the bats. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. It's just a hint really of what's under there. Cool. So that's our bat area looking good. I'm not too fussed about doing that direction yet. How am I going to do the backstage bit? That's an interesting question. I have not got an answer for you yet. I'm also just wondering, I still want more of this stuff. Yeah, that's clearly a bit big. But I do like this stuff. I can, you know, like there, I could have it as a side part. Like that. So as you walk down, it sort of suggests that maybe the water here is connected to the water here. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. And then we just need to push the land back a bit so we actually see all of the waterfall. Like that. So it's so handy having these little blueprints that you can just plop down every now and then and make use of them. And that's what I want. I want everywhere. I want you to walk around and just be sort of down these little valleys like this. So like I could even get one. I don't know. Can I get one here and create like a tunnel underneath it? I'm not sure I can. That might be a little bit too over the top. It's tempting though, isn't it? It's very tempting. Let me just see. How does that work? It does work with the pathway actually. It doesn't show through here. If it does, I can manipulate some of the rocks. It's not bad, you know. It's not bad. And I don't really mind that the water doesn't go anywhere. But, I mean, what I could do, I could actually just try and bring in another one of these. And if you, yeah, that's not. Unfortunately, you'd need it low enough that it's. Yeah, it's not going to work. But there is let's have a look. There is a water special effect of a waterfall midsection. No, I don't want murky. Or is it a bottom? No, it's not the bottom. It is a midsection. There we go. So you can do that so that it looks like the water is pouring down off of here and going somewhere, even though it's not. And then actually as you walk down here, you've then got more water just kind of splashing down underground. See, that looks very cool. I need to, unfortunately, kind of bury it like that. It's a real pain, these things, because I really want it. I want it there. I'm going to put it there, but then I've got to try and stick out a little bit of stone to cover this up, which is just so annoying. Just looks silly, doesn't it, having this random bit of stone sticking out like this? But it's fine. I can get you can get away with that, just to hide that little black nozzle thing. That looks cool actually. So you got the water coming down there at the side of the path. This is the kind of thing I want to do a lot more of. all this gushing water everywhere, really building up high as well, so it looks like you're walking through little valleys. So like here, I'll try and keep these rocks quite high here. Make this a tunnel here. You know, lots of tunnels, lots of bridges, lots of little sort of ravines. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I think that looks really good. But that's going to do it for this episode. So there we go. So what do you think of the Batcave? I'm not saying that it's finished yet. I may actually, now that I've just sort of remembered this this waterfall piece, I may come down here and try and get a few more bits of waterfall coming down under here. Just random water gushing out of the walls. I think could look quite nice actually. So yeah, there we go. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and if you've got anything else you want to say, any animals that you want to suggest for the zoo as well, please do let me know. Somehow I've got to work out how I can do a screenshot of some of this without it looking terrible, which is really hard, but I'll think of something. Yeah, there we go. Let me know what you think, and yeah, hopefully you'll join me again in the next episode, and we will continue just sort of randomly building around here, really. Just expanding out, getting this stuff done. There's so much to do. It's going to take me years to do this, but it'll be worth it in the end. Okay, brilliant. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, do take care of yourselves. Bye for now.